Ever wonder why speaking up for yourself feels so damn hard? Ladies, it's time to dive into self-advocacy and unlock the power of speaking up in both your career and your personal life. Now, this video is an answer to a question that came through, and I felt it was a big one that we could all get better at. Now, this video is a little bit longer as I'm going to give examples of how each model is applied in real life. You might want to take some notes, or better yet, save this and come back to it later, as you can practice all of these. And if we have not met before, I am Coach Monica. I work with women on their confidence and leadership journey. And self-awareness, let's be clear, is key to all growth. So what is self-advocacy? Well, it's about expressing your own needs and your own interests, ensuring that your rights are met and standing up for yourself. And that's pretty challenging for some of us. It's kind of like being the captain of your own ship, navigating the waters of home and life and making sure that you are heard and respected. So let me break down some key models that can help you champion your cause. And I'm going to share with you client journeys to help you see how this plays out in real life. Let me know in the comments if this helps you. First of all, we have the assertive communication model. Speak clearly and respectfully. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs. Practice active listening, understand others' viewpoints. So I've got a client, Jane, who was constantly passed over for projects. Jane asked herself these questions. What specific projects do I want to work on? How can I communicate my achievements and interests in these projects effectively? She decided to use the assertive communication model. So what she did, she requested a meeting with her manager, and what she then did was clearly articulate her accomplishments and desires for more challenging projects. By using I statements, she expressed her feelings without blame, actively listened to her manager's feedback. Expressing her achievement and abilities like, I've consistently met my targets and contributed to the team's success. I feel I'm ready to take on more challenges. She was highlighting her interest in specific projects. I'm particularly interested in the upcoming XYZ project, whatever. I believe I can bring valuable insight and skills to the team. Then about requesting opportunities for growth. I would like to discuss how I can be more involved in some strategic projects. I'm keen to expand my experience and take on more leadership roles. Expressing her commitment and aspiration was critical. I am committed to contributing to our team's success, and I'm eager to develop my career here. I'm looking for opportunities that align with my skills and my career goals. Let me tell you, you're going to get the same results. The results was Jane was assigned to lead a high-profile project, and it proved that clear, respectful communication can really open doors to opportunities. Now let's have a look at a boundary setting model. You identify your limits and clearly communicate them. You say no when something doesn't align with your values or capacity. And here is where you protect your time and energy, my lovelies. So another client, Emma, was a working mother, and she was struggling and juggling her career and her family life. And we leveraged the boundary setting model, identifying her limits and communicating them to her family and her colleagues. She started by asking herself these questions. What are my non-negotiable boundaries for work and home life? How can I communicate these boundaries to others respectfully? Once she was clear in her non-negotiables and communication, which we practice at length, she started saying no to late meetings, setting dedicated family time. Now, this shift not only improved her work-life balance, but also gained her respect for her clear boundaries and commitment to her values. So let's move on to rights-based model. That is about learning your legal and moral rights in the workplace and at home, standing up against unfair treatment or discrimination, seeking support from HR, legal advisors, a coach, a support group when needed. Sophie is a client who was referred to me, and she faced gender discrimination at work, and I'm glad she was referred, as this is not okay. And as a HR executive myself, it's something I work hard in educating leaders in bias and behaviours. Sophie asked herself these questions. What are my rights in this situation? Who can provide me with advice and support? She empowered herself with the rights-based model. She got to researching her legal rights and seeking advice for me as a mentor rather than her coach. And this is where being a coach and consultant comes handy, because I can switch and change hats. So Sophie then confidently addressed the issue with HR, presenting evidence and requesting fair treatment. Her action led to workplace policy review and a more respectful environment. It was hard, but what it did, it showcased the power of understanding your rights and standing up for them. Now, have you heard about interest-based negotiation model? This is where you focus on mutual interest rather than particular views or positions. You're aiming to look for a win-win solution that addresses the needs of everyone that's involved. This is kind of about being open and open to compromise and collaboration. Now, ladies, it does not mean you become a doormat. If you feel like that is happening, then you need to look to use the other models that I'm sharing. So Lisa, a client of mine, found herself in a salary negotiation impasse. Now, I've been there myself, so I get the frustration here. Now, we use the interest-based negotiation model, and that was for her to focus on the mutual benefit, discussing how her skills would drive company success. So she asked herself, what are my goals? What does the company need? And how can we find a solution that benefits us both? So Lisa proposed a salary increase that aligned with her contribution to market rates. Now, this is a whole different subject. Market value does not align to business value. They're two very different measures, and it's a different conversation. Anyhow, the conversation she had led to a mutually agreeable raise, professional development opportunities, and demonstrated that win-win negotiations are about understanding and aligning the interest. Next, we've got the empowerment model, and this is my favorite. As you might be able to tell, me being a confidence coach, the empowerment model focuses on building your confidence and self-belief, and it's like, heck yes. We need more confident women in the world. You engage in personal development. You're about enhancing your skills and knowledge. You're watching videos like this one, using it to practice in kind of an awesome DIY kind of way. So you surround yourself with a supportive network that encourages you to grow. You can find these online or in person. Feel free to jump across to Facebook community where you'll find the Confident Women's Network. So Angela was my client, and she felt undervalued in her tech role, often hesitating to share her ideas. Now, by embracing the empowerment model, she invested in tech courses. She did join some networking groups, and she sought a mentor from the industry. So important. Now, these steps boosted her confidence, leading her to present a groundbreaking project with her team, which was well received and then implemented. And it proves that self-empowerment can lead to recognition and success. Each one of these models illustrates how you women can effectively advocate for yourself in various scenarios, transforming challenges to growth and success. Embracing these models can change challenges to stepping stones, asserting your boundaries, setting programs and frameworks without guilt. That's all about the self-advocacy journey. Imagine the sense of freedom and confidence you'll feel when you advocate for yourself effectively. It's about creating a life where you are in control, respected, and fulfilled. Ready to amplify your voice? Start with identifying just one area where you can practice self-advocacy this week. Remember, I'm only a DM or comment away if you would like to fast-track your self-awareness. It is time, ladies, to reclaim your power one assertive step at a time.